Hello, welcome to the South Island of New Zealand. This is the Upper Timona Gorge in the foothills of the Southern Alps, west of Geraldine, which is about half an hour in that direction. Back in the 1980s, when I worked as a shepherd, my cousin Mick Gillingham leased a high country station called Mount Walker. That's it up there, and today I've come back for a bit of a look around. Obviously I'm not dressed like a shepherd anymore, and my fat chocolate lab Poppy, she ain't no sheepdog. But let's go for a drive up the valley and have a look at the old place where I used to work. And here we are. This is the boundary of Mount Walker Station, or what used to be Mount Walker Station. We used to bring sheep down the hill behind me and through this gate, and then drive them away down the valley to be shorn and have other things done to them. But of course, as you know, the past is another country. They do things differently there, and nothing lasts forever. This whole valley is now planted in trees for forestry. The gates are all locked. There are no sheep up here anymore. Just signs telling you to get the fuck out. So, let's walk up the creek a wee bit and I'll show you some photos of what it used to be like back in the 80s when I was a shepherd out here. So let's set the scene. It's the middle of February, the last month of our summer. It gets very hot up here at this time of the year because there are no breezes here in the valley. You can hear the cicadas, even though it's only the middle of the morning. They know it's going to be a hot day. The first time I came up here was in January 1982. That's 36 years ago. I was 19 years old and I'd just started working as a high country shepherd at a place called Grampians, which is up in the Mackenzie country. I came out here with my brother Joe and Mick to muster up some wethers. Mick was running 3,000 merino wethers on Mount Walker at that stage, and we came out here with some horses and sheepdogs to round them up and move them over to a different part of the station. I've got some photos. So these photos were taken on that January day back in 1982 when we came out here. Let's see now. That's me riding a horse called Pretty Boy. Mount Walker in the background there. That's my brother Joe and me on our horses, and in this photo here you can see what the landscape looked like out here back in those days. It's a bit different now. In this photo here at the bottom, that same day we mustered up the merino wethers and we brought them down this very face here, which is now covered in trees. That's what it looked like back in 1982 versus today. Like I said, nothing lasts forever. So from 1982 through until the time that Linda and I took off overseas in 1988, I used to come out here 2 or 3 times a year with Mick to muster up the wethers, take them down the valley to be shorn, to be crutched, to be looked after. We came out here in hot weather, and we also froze our asses off in the middle of winter. Check that out. Where are we? That's the Mount Walker hut where we used to live. And I tell you what, in the middle of winter, it's frickin' cold, Mr. Bigglesworth. And of course, like a good high country shepherd, I had a team of dogs. So in this photo here, which is taken up the valley a little bit, they were the dogs that I had around about 1987, I think. Let's just keep that in focus. Ben, Bess, Tex, Tornado, Mick and Dale. Yes, Mooty, I know, you're my sheepdog now. So that was my team of sheepdogs back in the mid-80s. That one in the front there Bess, she was a hunt away, which means that she would bark at the sheep to chase them away. She's probably the best dog that I ever owned. That fellow in the background there, he's called Mick, after my cousin actually, who bred him. He's a heading dog. You've probably seen dogs like that. They're the ones that go around the sheep. They run out, head them, and bring them back to the shepherd. Mick, he was a damn good dog on the hill too. And one last photo before I let you go. See that young fellow there with his canvas hat and his jeans and his hobnailed boots and his flannel shirt? That's me back in 1982. And I'm afraid I'm not cutting the shepherd look today, am I, Mooty? Never mind. I'm a townie now, but I still love coming out here and thinking back to those days when I was a young shepherd. We were fit, we had horses and dogs, I had a pickup truck. It was a bloody good lifestyle. So this is Ferg signing off from the Timona Valley, Mount Walker Station on the South Island of New Zealand. Catch you next time. Oh, one other thing before I go. Back in the days when I was a shepherd, or a musterer as we used to call ourselves, around about this time of the day, late morning, you got pretty damn hungry. You'd probably been up and had breakfast about 3 a.m. in some hut, burnt chops, greasy eggs, maybe a bit of toast cooked over the embers and some black tea. So by the time you've been walking around on the hill all morning, you got pretty damn hungry. You'd sit down and have a sandwich and something to drink, usually a bit of water out of a creek. Your sandwich would probably be a bit of leftover mutton with some pickle or mustard, but it tasted bloody good. Today, I'm not exactly having leftover mutton. I think I've got some grilled chicken with some brie and a lovely salad and a bottle of Coke. Fucking townie. What do you reckon, Mooty? Mooty's been down in the creek. Some things don't change. Back in the day, when you sat down with your sandwich, there'd always be dogs hanging around hoping to score a tidbit. Well, nothing's changed there, has it, Moot? Hungry, gutted dogs waiting for a little bit of your sandwich.